Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we got something very special for you all, and I can't wait to share it with you. This is, in fact, another baritone. Let me get it in the frame. This thing is a monster. This thing is called the Gretsch G5260T. And don't you forget it. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and I'm ecstatic because baritones are something that I'm kind of like newer to and kind of delving into here in 2021. And yeah, man, now we have a brand new one for all of us to check out on the channel, all right? So now, this guitar really piqued my interest for several reasons. So this is not my guitar, okay? Somebody who lives locally here in the Philadelphia, Delaware County area, for anybody who knows where that is, reached out to me and said, hey, I have a Gretsch Baritone with a Bigsby. Would you like to try it out? And I was just like, dude, thank you so much. That's, so kind of you. Thank you. I'd be honored to. I'd be honored to, give it a spin and, check it out. So long story short, it's here today and we're here to check it out, all right? And the second reason why I wanted one of these is, in fact, one of the boys from Loathe was using a hardtail version of this guitar in one of their kind of guitar playthroughs that was filmed, I don't know, maybe like 4 months ago, give or take now at the time of this filming. I can't really remember when, but relatively recent, right? So anyway, baritone guitar, Gretsch, Bigsby, Loathe, I'll throw that in there. A lot of reasons why I was infatuated and intrigued by this guitar, and now we're here to do an official video for it today. So the specs of this guitar: mahogany body, Gretsch pickups, Bigsby, licensed Bigsby. I don't know if there's I don't know anything about Bigsby's, but it says Bigsby license. So I don't know if that's like a knockoff or like Diet Bigsby. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure. Anyway, it says Bigsby on it. Let's just call it a Bigsby, okay? 29 3/4 inch scale. Big giant guitar, almost 30 inches, man. So this thing is very familiar to me with my hands in terms of the Squire baritone guitars that I always play that are 30 inches. All right, so that's pretty cool. Laurel fretboard, bolt-on, which is interesting. Just because it's a single cut, and you don't really see too many bolt-on single cuts or anything like that. And apart from that, man, that's pretty much it, dude. Just one volume, one tone, and a three-way. And made in China, so that's the main thing that I wanted to point out right now. Made in China, okay? So yeah, those are all the specs that I'm aware of, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So how this video is gonna work, man, you guys already know what I'm gonna say. First, I'm gonna do a demo song. This guitar is tuned to drop A, and then after the demo song, we'll come back and we'll do some casual chugs and we'll do a little bit of cleans, all right? And oh yeah, I'll give you some isolated guitars from the demo song. I'm using my EVH Stealth with a 433 in front of that, and a chorus in front of that as well, okay? So just a really gnarly sound, and wait till you hear what this thing sounds like, all right? So that all being said, let's get into some tones right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything I can show you with this Gretsch Baritone with the really kind of crazy long name with a bunch of numbers. My overall summary, man, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't love it like I was hoping I did. Let's talk about it. Now, I don't know if this has to do with the Bigsby or has to do with whatever, but it's very hard to describe and convey feel in a YouTube video. Like, how do you describe how something feels? But for me, it just feels like a lower tier kind of guitar. And I don't know what exactly is going on here. Something with like the way that the strings bend and the way that they feel in the fretboard. It just feels like a cheaper guitar. Now these retail for give or take $600, which isn't cheap by any means, but I'm just saying in comparison to like the real Gretsches. You know, it just feels like almost like an entry-level guitar, and that's not a bad thing. And I'm not bashing this guitar. I'm just saying for me personally, and I'm trying to be honest again about how it feels. It just feels a little disappointing. I'll just wrap it up that way. Another negative I'll say is the Bigsby. You know, I'm a hardtail player through and through, and it just was kind of weird having a Bigsby on like a big giant guitar trying to play metal. It was fun and it was unique for sure. It was a unique video, unique sound. But yeah, I would prefer the hardtail if I had to pick. But apart from that, I have a mixed aspect. Something I really don't say all that often. There's a mixed element with this guitar, and I'll say the overall sound and or the pickups. You could hear it sounded better in the mix than it did with the isolated guitars, but like the pickups and just like the snarl and like the tone of this guitar is so wild with a metal rig, you know what I mean? And like I said, in the mix it sounded awesome. By itself, it sounded a little thin. So it's like, you know, I could certainly dial things differently and accordingly, but I'm using my favorite rig that I use, you know, almost all the time, EVH and a 433 with an EVH chorus. Like, that's my go-to. So the guitar certainly sounds a little bit different, kind of in a bad way, but also kind of in a good way with my rig, if that makes any sense. But now the main positive, there's a couple main positives. One, tuning and playability. This guitar stayed in tune relatively well for having a Bigsby. I was surprised. I don't know why I was discrediting this guitar and its you know, lack of tuning before I even played it. I just assumed that a Bigsby was going to be hard to keep in tune, but no, it stayed in tune great. And the action's really, really low. Now I believe the gentleman that had it before me, this is his guitar. He did a killer setup, and like the action's stupid low, and it's like really flat, you know, flat radius, and just like a really just easy guitar to play. So, you know, the playability and the tuning is great. And the last thing I'll say in terms of a positive is the weight. This thing is very, very heavy. This thing almost feels like a Les Paul to me, which is cool. I love, you guys know me pretty well, I think. I like when I feel like I have something in my hands. I don't really like dainty, kind of smaller, lighter guitars. So all in all, this guitar just feels great and it plays great, and, you know, it stays in tune really, really well. So all in all, everybody, yes, this guitar is solid. Is it my favorite baritone or favorite guitar that I've played? Absolutely not. It's kind of like in the middle of the road. It's okay. It just feels, it has that feeling. I have to do a better job in the future of like trying to formulate a way to describe this feeling that I'm talking about. It just doesn't feel, it just feels like, I don't know, kind of an entry level, kind of lesser quality. It feels like an Epiphone versus a Gibson. And I probably shouldn't use that analogy because that'll probably make people mad. But I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. And if I've made you mad or if you disagree, that's cool too. I'm literally just trying to help out, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just something with the feel of this guitar. Just feels okay. But all in all, everybody, that's my video on this Gretsch Baritone. Solid guitar. I like my Squier Vintage Modified Baritone Jazzmasters a lot more. But this guitar, you know, did the job, you know what I mean? It sounded pretty sick. So all in all, everybody, what do you guys think of this video? Leave all your thoughts down below. And I'll meet you down below in the comments, all right? We'll have a nice, friendly, cordial discussion. And I just appreciate you all for hanging out for the time being, okay? So if you're brand new to my channel, you better consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. A huge shout out to all my patrons and everybody who supports me. I love you guys. I'm out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. See you guys next time. Later.